Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office paid for high-end hotel rooms for top commanders over Carnival. It's a story Eyewitness investigator Mike Pearlstein exposed last week.
The sheriff then defended the nearly $20,000 expense and announced a private donor would cover the cost. But that seemingly out of the blue donation and emails obtained exclusively by Mike are raising even more questions. Here's the latest.
I don't see a controversy here, no. I see this as being money well spent to make sure that $1 million was also well spent.
That was Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson defending her decision to house 13 top deputies at local hotels, some for 11 days and nights while they helped with Carnival Parade security. But within hours of that interview, here was Hudson again.
An honorary deputy of the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Love my sheriff.
That was Hudson thanking the owners of LA Canine, a police dog training company in Vermilion Parish. The company agreed to donate more than $19,000 to pay for those hotel rooms at the Omni Royal Orleans, Sheraton, and Marriott. However, in this Facebook post by one of the owners, Lance Broussard, he characterized the donation as helping the sheriff with, quote, a little problem. That wording reflects some of the fallout stirred up by the hotel rooms.
A lot of public servants are crunched and they spend the night in their own bed.
I believe that that's an improper use of public funds.
But according to internal sheriff's office emails we obtained exclusively, City Councilman Joe Giarrusso and public watchdog Rafael Goyeneche aren't the only people questioning the hotel expenses. This email from the sheriff's own chief financial officer, David Trautenberg, shows his opposition going back as far as February 10th, the first weekend of Carnival. In it, he writes that if, quote, you are an OPSO employee, you are not eligible to have a paid hotel room. He even suggests using mattresses from the sheriff's warehouse, implying they could just sleep at the office. So you ultimately overruled your CFO?
As I said, there's no overruling, or there was no division. We have debates about what goes on, and we have conversations about what goes on. And that's what we do in every instance. And then I make a decision.
After Carnival, on March 5th, Trautenberg again emails the top brass as he prepares to ask the city for reimbursement. One of his concerns is making sure that only sheriff's office employees use the rooms. Instead of an answer, he got this blistering response from Assistant Sheriff Laura Veazey, who wrote, quote, this seems personal and it is frankly creeping me out. Your obsession with where I slept during Mardi Gras, including offers to bring me a mattress while yelling expletives at me, is bothersome and borders on harassment. We requested all the emails regarding the hotel rooms, but the sheriff has yet to respond. But in the emails we did obtain, Trautenberg is not the only high-ranking member of the sheriff's office to raise concerns. In this email from the sheriff's legal counsel, Graham Bosworth, he defends the CFO's inquiries about the rooms, emphasizing the need for transparency when using public funds. Bosworth wrote that if a room that was booked went unused, that would be, quote, a problem and wasteful. He said a bigger concern, however, and possibly the basis of, quote, bigger investigations, is if someone other than an OPSO employee used the room that OPSO paid for.
I believe she owes an accounting to the city of New Orleans and a full disclosure to the public as to not only how many rooms, but who resided in those rooms and whose decision was it to approve this boondoggle.
But if you're booking a room in the name of John Doe and Jane Smith is staying in there who's unrelated to John Doe, why is that happening?
We went to the sheriff for answers last week. Are you confident that those rooms weren't used by family members and or friends of the commanders whose names they were booked under?
We are still debriefing about what went on during Mardi Gras, what went well, what didn't go well, but I have no information that says anything other than our personnel used those rooms.
Giarrusso, chairman of the council budget committee, says the sheriff owes a full accounting of the hotel rooms and who used them. He signaled that he is ready to use his committee to get answers.
Now the sheriff is going to have to account both in the media and to us in our quarterly meeting in March.
The council's budget committee is scheduled to meet next week. Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
Again, the City Council's Budget and Audit Committee is scheduled to meet next week, twice in fact, but agendas for those meetings haven't been published yet.
Well, another